In this video, a GMB SEO test. My name is Chris Palmer. In this video, what I'd like to walk you through Facebook social traffic. So recently I've been working on a campaign with a particular client, and we have been successfully running social media traffic into posts utilizing multiple tactics, which we'll cover today. And along with that, supplementing with other traffic, supplemental traffic, not, validated traffic as in social. Now, with that being said, what we ran into as an issue was recently we have another location, a new campaign was set up with Facebook traffic we were sending into a post. We sent almost about 100 different, people in, clicks, traffic in from social, validated traffic. No BS, straight validated traffic. And what we came to find was we had the post taken down. So from Google. So Google took it directly down. So what I decided to do, because I've been recommending this, send in validated, verified traffic and then supplement it with your micro clicks, your emulation, your non-validated traffic. Even bots into, say your images or photos, viewing your posts, whatever you want. So with that being said, what I did this morning is I went in and I set up a ad. Now the ad actually looks like this. So as you can see here, we have a social ad here. It just says SEO consultant 810-1080. And I wrote right in here, all right, testing to see if G post gets shut down. Now this was just a little test, a small amount, because I wanted to see, what was going to happen. What's going on? So I went in and I initiated this test. Now I'll go in and I'll show you this, and then we're going to talk about other ways that, we were utilizing this particular method, because it wasn't just as simple as this. Now, if you take a look here, what you'll see is I was sending it into a post, and I'll bring you over here to the ads manager. We will go ahead and refresh this to see if we had any activity. So as you can see here, we have these multiple campaigns going into the same. So there's two separate campaigns, same exact copy, same exact ad, basically, just simply boosted, pushing it into a demographic that is between, a good age range, also with the interest that meets my criteria. Plus, it's very brief. It leaves a question. It basically blasts out, hey, SEO consulting. So if I did get any, it would be cool too. But really, it's just a test. So if we see here, we didn't spend that much. We had a 3 and a 3 is a 6. And it reached this many people. So what I did is I want to show you over here is you can see right here, learn more, follow link to call. Right now, I probably could have set this up a little bit different. But when we started our secondary campaign on the other account, not this account, we ran into the same issue. So I started to wonder, is it the post? Is it what we're doing? Is it our copy? Is it the business name? Is it the Facebook account? Like, what is it? Can I just do it on this account? So far this has been successful. So 10 hours ago, I created this particular post here, and we are running over the Facebook traffic, not at a high degree, very small, just to run and see if, as a test. Now, with that being said, you're probably wondering, so we have our validated traffic from social, and we have our supplemental traffic. Now, we've talked heavily about supplemental traffic being, that could be bots, that could be micro workers, that could be an emulator, that could be multiple SIMs that you're swapping in and out of your phone, whatever the case is. Now, how do we generally set up these campaigns? Like, what kind of stuff are we doing? So I want to go ahead and get into it, because what we have found to be effective for moving the needle for your business or our business or clients' businesses, right? For your business really is what we're talking about now. We know that interest, authority, trust, these types of metrics are generated from users. So if I can generate interest, traffic, clicks, then obviously I'm going to see an increase in rankings, even if it is only temporary. So what kind of things or what kind of assets do we create in order to get enough traffic and traction to see the increases that we want by utilizing a validated traffic technique such as this? All right, so now that we have copy, we have the post set up, what would something like this look like if we were doing it at scale and we really wanted to get the needle moving? We were leaning a little bit more towards gray hat, and we weren't just running a test to see, hey, did they shut down the posting? Like, hey, can we still send these in the posts or events or offers, which I'm going to check next. So generally, it would look something like this. So I want you to remember, no matter what, you're going to need your copy, right? You're going to need your copy, you're going to need your image. Now, generally, there's 3 types of campaigns that we're going to run in order to generate enough interest. Now, you're going to need your ad, all right? So I want you to note this. So we need our ad, all right? We're also going to need, now bear with me here. We're going to need our ad. We're going to need our page. All right, so that's on the website. And then we're going to need our GMB post. All right. Now, I'm only testing and showcasing a post, but there's another element that's in place here generally when we are running these campaigns and have seen the most success. And that other element that I'm not showcasing in this test, which I want to share with you, is inside the GMB as we have our initial post, right, which we're running the ads to. Before that, we are creating what is called an event, all right, if you're brand new to Google My Business or GMB SEO. So we will create an event. Now, this event is generally, all right, it's going to be one of 3 things. So one of the first things, or one of the main things that we like to do, is an internship, all right? Now, I've talked about this about 2.5 years ago, and I've seen multiple variations of this, others talking about this concept, but we've been running these for quite some time, internship promotions, because people are always looking for employment. So, and I want you to think about this. Remember this. No matter what, you're going to need these elements in place. So we have either internship, and then let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and clear this off just a little bit more. Well, let's just write them in here. So this is going to be number 2. All right, so number 2 is we either do internship. All right, so that's an internship, asking people to come work for us, basically complimentary, and we're targeting a specific demographic. 2, it's going to be job offering. All right, and then 3, which is always successful, and you'll see this in multiple industries, but we're just running a grayer hat campaign in order to generate a lot of clicks and interest. And 3 is going to be something free or / a giveaway. All right. Now, please note on this. So when we're talking about our page, all right, the page is already predefined and set up for this. All right. So whether we're doing either an internship, a job offering, or a free giveaway, the page, the corresponding web page, right, that we can maybe get them to, is going to be already predefined and set up into this. All right, because some people aren't going to follow the link and go over to Maps. Some people aren't going to follow our directive, so they're going to go over to a page and they're going to start looking, right? So we want to pre-create something that at least is going to give the illusion of what we are pitching here, because really at the end of the day, all we want is we are trying to generate interest, clicks, and traction on our Google Maps GMB listing. That's it. So the page is going to be fine-tuned to one of these 3 elements here, but no matter what, even if it's briefly talking about this, our main objective on this page here is, yes, we want to have the words that are talking about one of these 3 things, but our main objective is to direct them back utilizing URLs, utilizing photos, embeds, no matter what, at each piece of when we're talking on this page here. talking about either an internship, a job offering, or a free giveaway, we're always giving them cues, whether they're buttons, embeds, photos, to click over, right? Hey, make a phone call, click here. The free offer, you must use the messaging system within GMB. Here, go over here. We answer only messages here. Here, click this listing. See this. You get what I'm saying? So this is our page. Now, inside of our advertisement, again, we're always following one of these three elements. And the post obviously is, again, I just wanted to give you the layout of what we are doing, because I showed this and this was just a very simple test. But please note, the main objective generally is going to be a setup just like this, but it's always going to contain the details of either an internship, a job offering, or a free/giveaway. This way we are able to generate enough clicks and enough activity within the account that we're actually going to be able to get the response that we're looking for. All right. Now, why is this effective, or why can this be effective when I'm generating traffic from Facebook? And again, this was a test. I'm just giving you the technique so you can utilize it yourself. Why is this effective? Because especially if we're running, say, an internship or job offering, people's next, it's like a butterfly effect. It's like the next progression is going to be, hey, who is this company? They're going to do searches. They're going to click. They're going to see reviews. They're going to want to see the inside. They're going to want to see the employees. They might click and call. They might click and go see the website. You get what I'm saying? We're just trying to generate interest. So especially if you're running an internship, a job offering, or a free/giveaway, we're directing them over from the ad to the post. Inside of the posts, there's other URLs that are trying to get them. Obviously, this is the world, if you guys don't know, right? That's trying to get them to our maps, or better yet, I should be like this, right? It should probably be more like this, right? One, we're trying to get them over to our GMB. So I just wanted to lay this out, and this all stems, and really I'm just testing out, hey, did Google stop this? Because something else we have been looking at and have been successful with so far, at least in the 2 test cases where I've been utilizing it with 2 separate clients, is these sponsored pins. Now I'm trying to figure out a better way to, or come up with something that will be helpful for service area businesses, because I really like those pins. But those are very, very helpful as well. But I want to stick on track for as far as supplemental traffic. All right, now let's go back. We've talked about this now. This is validated traffic for your GMB by utilizing social media. And just as a recap so you completely understand, all right, I'll just walk through it very briefly here. So no matter what, first and foremost, there's 2 steps before you start. One is I create a page that is going to back up and validate what I'm saying and talking about in my event, in my post, and in my ad. So the things that generate the most interest are going to be either internships, job offerings, and or going to be a giveaway of some sort or something free. All right? These are the things that just generate a frenzy. So with that being said, your next elements in place is, okay, I've created the page on my website just in case they decide to go over and start looking. But that page's whole place is to generate, or is to kick them back and start looking at the GMB or the maps listing. Every single element is there to generate clicks, traffic, and engagement and click-through on our maps and GMB. Now, I want to share this. Now, so that's validated traffic. It's coming from a validated source, whether it's going to be a sponsored post pin, it's going to be a local extension, Google ad, or it's going to be a Facebook traffic. You can utilize other social medias. The formula is the same. Aside from that, let's take a look at this. I want to show you this particular ad here, this. So if you'll see here, if we come over here to home, you're going to notice that there was a big spike and then a 37% loss. All right. And that was just in this past past period. All right. Now, what I ended up doing with this particular post here, which was in January the 11th. Let me just double check here. Was it this one? I think I erased the other one. I created two. But what I did is I was testing out, I sent a ton of backlinks to this particular post. I had a good friend of mine send a boatload of links utilizing a tool called SEO Autopilot. I don't use SEO Autopilot, but he does, and he had it. He created 250 links to this post, and then we broadcasted it out. Now, the next element, which I was really looking at, was I was seeing, is it going to be registered if I'm sending supplemental clicks in to this particular place? Like, does it actually register? And the answer was yes. Now, aside from that, I want to show you this, because I want you to look. Like, here's my normal number, 68, down 112. These are super old, right? I erased a couple too. But this is like normal stuff. Here's one that was posted. All right, so this is what I'm getting at. Like, these are normal numbers. So, and then when you take a look at this, it just spikes. Now, let's take a look at over here. Hopefully we can get, so here's the last month. So when was that one again? Let's go and take a look. So that's January. So that worked. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Really, I had a couple others that were out there, and I said, hey, listen, I really highly suggest that you go out there and start creating manipulation campaigns utilizing social validated traffic, right? So when I was running this recent campaign and we ran into an issue, that's why I'm testing this out, and I want to showcase. So I'm sure a couple people are going to see this that I spoke to recently, and I was like, hey, just hold off until I test things. So this is for you. Also, anybody else that's watching, I also wanted to go in and break down for you exactly the process and what we're trying to gain and what we're trying to utilize in order to gain traffic and engagement and signals from social media. Now, I want you to come over here and take a look just so you have a general idea too. When we're talking about supplemental traffic opposed to verified traffic, this is just a boost, right? The easiest, no targeting, like just junk, right? I'm just simply testing to see if they were going to shut down the Google post. But I want you to take a look at this. So if we come in here, let's just come over to this one, which we had 3, which is perfectly fine. But if we come in here and we take a look at this, all right, what I want to show you is the amount spent. So it's $3.60, right? So $3.60 divided by 3 is going to bring us to, so is that about $1.20, right? Somewhere in there, about $1 and some change, 8.16, in order to be able to get those clicks. So when we're looking at supplemental traffic, we're looking at like 9 to 15 cents for these clicks, right? So that's a big difference. How is this used with one another? All right, so let's briefly talk about this. So we've talked about utilizing a formula such as this. All right, we'll come back over here. So we talked about utilizing a system like this, right? This is utilizing social media in order to drive interest, clicks, traffic, and engagement and click-through on our GMB and our listing. All right, this is also creating. It creates a secondary effect because generally, especially for these two, they're looking at other aspects other than just looking for the offer, all right? Like they're checking the website, they're going to the GMB, they look at reviews. Like you'll notice, if you set up these campaigns, you'll see it really gets jacked up. But what do I mean by supplemental? All right, so let's get into this. So if I go in and we're just going to say that this is the campaign, all right? We're going to call it the campaign, all right? Now, the campaign is exactly what we just spoke about. The campaign is simply utilizing events with a page on our website and a post in order to generate and push traffic over to our GMB. The event is we're having an internship fair, taking all interns, right? The post is regarding our internship. Our ad is pushing people over and looking people. We're generating interest. The same thing goes for job offerings and or free. It's the same thing. So this is the campaign, all right? Now, supplemental traffic. How does this work for the campaign? And let's say that we're boosting our GMB. So now if we're running one of those three types and we're able to generate massive amounts of traffic, right? Not just spending $10 or $2 a day or whatever I put in there, but we're actually going out and we're following it. We want to get as much interest as possible, especially if we're offering a job, or an internship is better because it could be filled and you can let it run a while and morally it won't feel as bad, right? But again, with that being said, if I'm able to send in validated traffic and I'm seeing an increase and a spike, there's absolutely no better time to start sending in other cheaper, unvalidated or unverified traffic, whether you're utilizing bots, whether you're using whatever your favorite tool is, right? There's no better opportunity to start sending in other clicks that are just supplemental, just to add in, just as bonuses, than when I'm sending over this verified traffic utilizing the campaign. All right, so this will be the perfect time to start spiking up micro workers for all my searches, whether it's going to be brand, whether it's going to be exact, whether it's going to be partial plus brand, all of those searches. Get very creative with these things, with these campaigns that you're going to be setting up. I would stick with that formula of 3 unless you are a little bit more creative than me, but make sure you're following it. Like, make sure you set up the event, like back up what you're setting up. Like, don't just create a post on Facebook, send it over to a lead, and that's it. Like, make it look ultra legitimate. Like, set up the page, create the event, then create the post, and then send the ad. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any further questions related to GMB SEO, Google My Business, Google Maps, really anything at all, always feel free to go ahead and ask me in the comments below, and I most certainly look forward to seeing you in the next Google My Business GMB SEO local SEO test. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.